Well, 5 years ago tomorrow, the Birch family from Williamsville buried a son, a brother, and a friend to many.
Nolan Birch was his name. He was killed in a hazing incident 300 miles from home at West Virginia University. For the past year, his family has worked with a crew to produce a documentary that they hope will save lives. We want to warn you, the film is graphic and disturbing. It is raw, but also very real. It's something that parents and teenagers need to see. Our Michael Wooten traveled down to Morgantown, West Virginia for this Two on Your Side original.
Tim Piazza.
It's rough. It's really hard.
Max Groover.
We're all devastated by this.
Dylan Hernandez.
It's just a shame.
3 of the lives lost to hazing on college campuses, among more than a dozen deaths just since Kim and TJ Birch buried their only boy almost exactly 5 years ago.
Nolan has always been on the go. He was always smiling. Nolan loved to be a part of a group.
And he found that group when he pledged a fraternity at West Virginia University.
He was adjusting well and he was doing well in school.
Nolan made it to the end of the pledge, just one final night of hazing.
They were taken blindfolded, taken out of the fraternity house and taken over to another location. He was given a bottle of whiskey.
And he was told to drink. Hours later, his blood alcohol content would approach a 0.5. Nolan died from acute ethanol intoxication.
People are done with it now. There's no room for hazing anymore.
While Nolan's tragic story isn't unique, this is a new documentary about his life and death, told in the most graphic of ways. It starts near Nolan's end.
What did you think when you look up and see that graphic footage?
As a mother, it's heart-wrenching. Nobody wants to see anybody like that, especially your own child.
But Nolan's parents knew it was necessary.
We want to show them what really happened here. It's the only way that they're going to learn and this is going to stop. So, as brutal as it is, we know that it's going to save lives.
That's why Kim and TJ gave their blessing to the filmmaker.
Not many families would say, here, use a video of my son dying and put it out there for the world to see. And what they're doing is incredibly brave. I mean, they want to go out and they want to use this as a way to save lives, and that's what we're doing, and that's all that matters to us.
The documentary shows the moment Nolan's body, unconscious, was dropped onto a table at the frat house. Instead of calling for help,
They were kicking, jumping up on the table, taking pictures, Snapchats, sending them to their friends. I mean, they thought that was funny.
Why is he laying there like this? Somebody should have done something and could have done something.
But nobody did anything for an hour. Eventually, paramedics arrived, but by then, it was too late.
In the moment that he became unresponsive, I wish he would have been brought in immediately, because I do believe his outcome may have been very different.
You could have saved him.
I think so.
Imagine living with that.
It's awful. We live it every single day. It never gets better.
So while the film details the dangers of drinking and the inhumanity of hazing, its core purpose is even more fundamental.
If somebody's in trouble, you got to help them out. I mean, that's really the message we're trying to get across.
That message,
thanks to all of you for being here this evening,
is spreading. Hundreds of WVU students waited in line to see the premiere of the documentary. Not an empty seat in the auditorium or an overflow room.
He left a hole on this campus.
Corey Ferris is the Dean of Students.
WVU seems to be taking this head on.
Well, I don't think hiding it and running away from it does anybody any good, because we've got to learn from our past mistakes.
He remembers how Nolan's death galvanized the campus community.
But not many of the students who were here 5 years ago are still here now. So this message is for a new generation on campus.
What we're trying to do is, how do we figure out a way to get an 18 or a 19 or 20-year-old's attention so they don't wait, they don't let someone languish, but they call 911 right away, because accidents and terrible things happen. But now don't be the bystander who does nothing, but be the bystander who does something.
Yes, the video is hard to watch. It's shocking and sad and startling, and that's the point.
Parents need to be aware of this so they can help educate their kids. They need to tell them Nolan's story. They need to show them this and sit down with them. Whatever it takes to get these kids to finally wake up and say, we're this is never going to happen again.
The sun shines on Morgantown, West Virginia.
Nolan always looked forward to his parents going to a Mountaineer football game. That's about as West Virginia as it gets. And with Nolan there in spirit, Kim and TJ recently made the drive, guests of the university president, cheering for the blue and gold as they knew he would have wanted.
It's not easy for them to come back here, but they say Nolan loved it so much at WVU his freshman year that he called this his second home. So his parents have an important message for this part of his family.
He loved this university, he loved West Virginia, but he's also a cautionary tale for any kid that comes through here.
What is Nolan's legacy at WVU?
I think Nolan's legacy is that he doesn't want this to happen to any other student, and his parents are helping carry that forward.
My hope would be that his legacy is that he's the last hazing death to ever occur on this campus or any campus for that matter.
We just want to save lives. We just want to, if one person does the right thing, we say we've done our job.
So that Nolan's legacy lives on.
It was really incredible to see the turnout for the film premiere on WVU's campus. So many students there, but the goal here is to really take this national. Obviously, it has a lot of importance here in Western New York with Nolan's family from here, but the plan is to show this at high schools and colleges around the country. This documentary is available for free on YouTube and Facebook, and we of course have it posted with this story on our website and app.
God bless his parents for being so incredibly strong. My daughter, who's a senior in high school, came up to me last week. She doesn't watch a whole lot of the news and said that she asked me if I knew about Nolan Birch and WVU, and I said, yeah. I said, why? She said, because my whole friend group watched it already last week. They couldn't believe what they were watching. So they're already having an effect with young women and men and their friend groups.
Hundreds of thousands of views already.
It is amazing. The parents have done a great job.
Well, we do want to hear the reaction of more students, so we are bringing a group into our studio after the newscast tonight, and we're going to get more feedback from them so you can hear that firsthand. We'll have that tonight at 10, 11, and on Daybreak tomorrow.